human beings who have come together, and they say that wherever you are in the world, you have the right to go to school and to come home. That wherever you are in the world, if you are a young woman, you have the right to come of age and to determine yourself who you will marry. We are here today to say that it does not matter if this is a corner of Nigeria. It doesn't matter where it is. We must be one world. The truth is, for some considerable time, there have been many young children taken away from their homes. And we have not heard the world speak with sufficient voice at this pernicious evil. After 3 weeks, the international community is beginning to speak. Where finally, after 2 weeks, the government in Nigeria is beginning to speak. And that is precisely because of you people here that when this started said no, enough is enough.
Enough is enough!
So I congratulate you. I congratulate others in New York and California and other cities in the world, in Abuja, in Lagos, that have come together and said enough is enough. And we are here in force today. We will be here again until we see these young women return to their families. Until we see a proper program of strategic action to ensure that this kind of evil cannot continue to take place in corners of the world, and that government acts. So we are obviously pleased that a week on from the initial protest that said bring back our girls, a week on, we are seeing action from the American government. We are seeing action now from the UK government. We lament that it has taken so long, but we take heart that because of grassroots campaigning, because weeks ago people were on Twitter, weeks ago people were writing to members of parliament like me and saying, what are you going to do? Because of that action from ordinary people across the world, we will see our girls return. So I too say, one house, one mind, bring back our girls, we will achieve.
What is your message with regard to Parliament now? Is it time that we have an open debate on this issue of radicalization in Africa?
I think that is right. We need to be discussing more in the UK Parliament, not just the fact of this incident, but the reasons behind this incident. Corruption, inequality, and gross extremism combining to deny people their rights to self-determination that has been so extreme in this case. And we must discuss that, we must understand that, and we must work to deal with it.
Do you think it is high time that the security services also help the African community now to stop radicalization within our community, as it's a very small community and a pocket of groups that are coming up? Is it time that we need to now focus on those groups so that we could actually stop the tap of our youth getting radicalized?
Let us be absolutely clear that radicalism of this kind in Nigeria will find its way to the streets of London. And we have seen the most awful events in London precisely because of this extreme radicalism. That is why wherever it's found in the world, we are all connected and we must root it out.
So we could be confident that you will be supporting the Nigerian community and African community in their drive to stop radicalization within our community and beyond.
Look, let us be absolutely clear. Yeah. It is because of Nigerians in my own constituency raising these issues with me days ago that I was able to act before the international community stepped in.
Excellent.
I was following my own constituents, as should be the case.
Excellent.
And because of that democratic action, I and others raising the issue, we're now seeing international action. That's how it should be. We've got to come together, but we should have moved much quicker in this incident.
Thank you very much. There's a lot of concerns within the community that enough is not done by Muslim group and the Muslim community to actually, speak out on a lot of atrocity committed by Boko Haram and other Al-Qaeda-inspired group in Nigeria. What's your say on that?
Whatever it is, we are saying it is unacceptable.
Okay.
Whether you're a Muslim or a non-Muslim, a pagan, whoever you are a Nigerian, and we're saying it is not acceptable.
Okay.
We have kept quiet long enough, and we're not keeping quiet anymore. Okay. Enough is enough. The government, if it was their children that was in this position, they would have taken action a long time ago.
Well, will you more or less, from your opinion, support the Muslim scholars from around Africa and Nigeria to issue a fatwa against Boko Haram, for example, on this matter, to say, you know what you're doing is not Islamic and it does not represent us?
I just told you that this is not a Muslim issue.
Okay.
And we are saying, what does Boko Haram mean? Let's start from that.
Okay.
Boko Haram, they are saying education is haram.
Okay.
And we know, if you take time to study, you will know that the very first revelation in Islam was read. Allah says we should read, we should seek knowledge. Okay. And the Prophet said, seek knowledge even if you have to move from where you are to China. Then China was the farthest place. Every woman and man, it is compulsory that you seek for knowledge. Okay. So when Boko say it is haram, that is not Islam. Okay. So it is not an issue of the Muslim scholars coming to give a fatwa. Okay. These people, we don't consider them as Muslims. Okay. Because Allah says, if you save a life, it's like you have saved the whole of humanity. And if you kill a life, it's like you have killed the whole of humanity. Okay. So there is no position, there is no space for such action, for such things in Islam. And we are saying we do not reckon with them. And that is why our campaign is Boko Halal, Terror Haram. Boko is permissible in Islam. Education is permissible in Islam. Terrorism, in any form it comes, it is haram, and we forbid it, and we are against it, and we say we will not accept it.
We can't allow Boko Haram to divide our country, and we can't allow Boko Haram to take education away from our girls. That's their basic human right. And I join in solidarity as a Nigerian and with the rest of the world in calling for the return of our girls. I want President Jonathan to work with the international community, with fellow Nigerian ministers, with people on the ground, civil societies, NGOs, anybody he can, to bring our girls back home and safe.
As we're speaking right now, there is a World Economic Forum going on in Nigeria, and all the who's and who's are there having a nice time. What do you think the president should be doing now? Should he be stopping whatever he's doing right now and flying into those places and taking care of the family that is in this place? Of course.
I mean, it's already horrific that it took so long for him to act on it. It's so embarrassing that it had to be other people from other countries shouting out about this before we actually heard anything from his mouth. That's already embarrassing. So for that World Forum to be going on right now and him just sitting there, that is terrible.
Boko Haram had been at it for a long time now. So did we have to have Nigerian lives at stake? And then I see not enough of action from the governing bodies. So when I look at faces here screaming and shouting, I'm like, can this really bring back the girls? What could we have done? We should have done things like this earlier on.
You can see that you're wearing a t-shirt of solidarity to say bring back our girls. But this is a very successful event because we've seen members of parliament, we've seen all kinds of people from all class or ethnicity from Nigeria. What will be your message to the Nigerian government as they watch this on TV right now?
We want the Nigerian government, number one, to bring back our girls safe, sound, without anything happening to them. Do what needs to be done to bring them back. And the second thing is that we want the Nigerian government to change their approach to fighting terrorism. Right now, their approach is reactive, it's complacent, it's not even working at all. It's actually doing much more harm than good. We want them to be reactive, to follow in what the US, the UK, and other Western governments are doing, which is a proactive, preemptive approach to terrorism. We want them to fight terrorism before it happens, not after happening, and then they start terrorizing victims.